Hello and good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning. It's nice out. You know, can't complain when you can go outside in a sweatshirt. So, we got to finish up a little bit from yesterday. We got to dump some leaves, go drop the trailer off, and then head out and do a starter. And then later this afternoon, we're gonna have to go up and take truck up because for whatever reason, I got a leak going on my one tire. So without any further ado, let's get this trailer backed in and we'll set her up and get her dumped. Now that is a slug of leaves, everybody. We had that packed in there quite tight. All right, everybody, we got that dumped. We're gonna go drop trailer off. Probably won't record any of it, but we'll get trailer dropped and then we'll go grab the other truck with all the tools in it so we can head over and get that starter replaced. All right, we'll see you over where we're getting the starter done. All right, everybody. We're here at the truck where I got the batteries disconnected already, and we're disconnecting the cables, and then we'll start working on getting a starter out of here. So this will be the second starter that this truck has had in less than a year. I don't know if it's just bad reman starters or what's going on, but hopefully this will fix it. I didn't install this last one, but I know the guy that did, and he's knowledgeable enough to know how to do it, so I don't think it was his fault per se. I just think we got a bad remanufactured starter because it's not happy. I'll see if I can get you guys in here. I'll show you kind of what's going on with it once I get the cables and everything off of it. I know you're not going to be able to see much, but it's about what I can do with what I've got. There's not a whole lot of room in here anyway. They could have moved their filters around and made this a whole lot easier. But fun part's going to be getting the old one out and getting the new one back in, because there's not a whole lot of room in here to do this. So we'll see. They kind of jammed everything right up in here tight. Probably gonna need a socket for that. Oh, there's bigger ones. Wow. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry that I didn't take you more in depth and showing you on everything that went on, but this was probably one of the toughest starters I've ever had to remove. You got to remove so much stuff just to get the starter to drop out. It is ridiculous. This Mack is a pain in the butt, but pun intended. So the starter goes down there in that hole right there. In order for it to slide back far enough, you got to take off 2 oil filters. You got to take off this drain tube coming out of this canister off the oil filters. I don't know if that's I don't know what that canister is exactly, but it drains back into the crankcase regardless. And then whoever put this master switch here, they were nice enough to run the ground wires over the bottom of the starter. So when you go to take it down in between the frame, it's a royal pain in the butt. So our fix for that, and this starter weighs, I don't know what it weighs, but it's stupid heavy. So the size comparison, I mean, this starter is mammoth and ridiculous. So I got a hold of our local parts supplier, Midwest Wheel, and we were able to find a high torque version that is hopefully about half the size and a third of the weight. They said it was only 34 pounds. Typically I can grab them starters and pick them up with one hand by the solenoid. That one I cannot. So that one is substantially heavier than what I'm used to. So I had to climb under there in order to get it to drop out from the bottom. I had to take the grounds out. I also had to take the clutch cable bracket off the side of the bell housing because it was in the way too. I should have been able to replace the starter 3 times for what it took me just to get it out. This is just ridiculous. There's no point. There was no thought in the starter ever having to be replaced when they did this, because you should not have to take oil filters and canisters off and drain tubes and all that stuff. A starter should just slide back, be able to point the nose cone down, and come down on out. I mean, you might have to take a cable or unplug a wire or something like that, but for the most part, they're pretty basic. And for whatever reason, the way that they did, especially with this whole mess, so you got all the air lines and coolant lines and fuel lines and battery cables. It's just it is a nightmare under there. So yeah, without any further ado, I think we're done here. We're gonna get picked up, and I think I'm gonna try to take, and I'm gonna leave my tools here that I need to get this put back in, because I'll be back tomorrow to do that. So maybe I can show you guys the difference in the starter, so that way I'll get a snapshot or a screenshot, or not a screenshot, but I'll take a picture of my hand on this starter compared to my hand on the new starter, and we'll go from there, because that's a pain. I mean, there's no reason for that. All right, everybody, we'll get back to it, and